Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Chiropractic Student Podcast. Today we are joined by Sebastien Fuentes, all the way over in France. If you're actually there, you're on vacation at the moment. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for inviting me today. It's an honor to share with some colleagues or future colleagues because future colleagues are the future of chiropractic. Thank you to invite me.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So to jump straight in, could you just give us a little bit about your background, who you are, where you studied, and sort of why you got into chiropractic?
I'm basically a chiropractor in France. I've been serving in Spain, in Barcelona also. I graduated 13 years ago, 1-3, from France, from IFEC Paris. I basically have no idea what was chiropractic 1 year before entering school, but no idea at all. My medical and health language was medication, vaccines, and surgeries, and being saved by a doctor, a medical one. So I was level 0 or maybe -10 in health. And an adjustment gave me the chance to discover what was chiropractic. I was at a friend house. We were going to party, and I was thinking he was studying for being a PT, a physiotherapist. Yeah. And in France, in that time, it was only 3 years, and it was 7 years. He was studying 6 to 7 years. He was studying to being a PT. So I make some bad jokes about it. He don't like it at all. He lie me down. He said, "Wait a minute, I will show you." He lie me down and adjust my first bone in the neck. You know this. You know the name, no? For the atlas. For those who have an exam, the first bone in the neck who is movable is an atlas. And I heard a big noise, but it was making with so much confidence. So I even don't get nervous after it. I just accept the adjustment. I leave and say I'm a chiropractor, and he leave. So he let me this with a big crack, and he leave, and I heard only one word: I'm a chiropractor. And after we have some drinks, gin and tonics. Maybe you can understand those in England. So good ones, and we party. And it was the day I was going on vacation after 1 year studying for being a medical doctor. And so a lot of stress was going out, and it was vacation I'm Spanish from origin from my father. So I was going to Spain. Is my paradise in the world where I relax. So I was very happy. And I go to bed and I feel something very beautiful in my neck, very pleased. And I was at ease and relaxed. And I was saying, amazing. But I was, maybe those gin tonics were good, or maybe it's this guy, you know? And I was not aware what could be energy. I was not aware what could be being at ease. I was not aware even what was an adjustment can make, or moving a bone can make. But 1 month after coming back from vacation, when I open my luggages, I see that all the meds I've taken, because I was suffering from ophthalmic migraines. My body was extracting migraines when I was under stress. I never touched any medication. So for the entire month. So I say, maybe those vacations were good.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was this guy. I don't know. I was very left brain, and I still a left brain. And I don't know. And I wait 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, no more migraines. And I was expressing them from my 14 years old. And I was okay. Maybe this guy, okay, know how to take out a migraine from moving my neck. That was my definition of chiropractic. But the guy was not aware I was expressing migraine. He was not aware of anything about he just moved my first bone in the neck. And I meet a friend who was the son of osteopath and a physiotherapist. It's a true thing at the same time. And he said, next year I'm going to study to be a chiropractor. I say, a chiro what? Second time? I heard this little word. I say, but your father is an osteopath and a physio. Why does in the world he wants you to go to this school? He say, I say it's better, but don't ask question. You know my father. Come to see him and speak with him if you're interested. So we're going to check the guy, and the guy says it's the best studies in the world. We have some things to learn from osteopathy or physiotherapist, but chiropractic is better. So when someone from another profession, another job, tell you this one is the best, it makes like a kind of argument. No, you don't discuss a lot. And I meet a third girl who was studying for being a biologist, to say next year I will be studying for being a chiropractor, and I would, if I got good marks, good notes, I don't know the word in English, but I can go in second year instead of being in first year. So as in France, you have to pay to study for being a chiropractor. It was saving some money, so I was interested in it. So I passed my exams of first year of medical doctor with good notes, so I can be in second year of chiropractic.
Nice.
And I was like most of the students, I don't know what I was doing there. I don't know, because I was thinking I will be a biomechanician of the bones. By moving bones, we can solve symptoms. And that's a great thing to help people, but that's not chiropractic at all. But I was in my mind, left brain, it's okay. I move a bone, the pressure of the nerve get out. I move the bone, the muscle can move better. I move the bone, the vascularization can flow better. I move the bone, the nerve is get pressure out. You know, everything in a mechanical way, like logistic mind, you can understand about chiropractic. But that was not what made me suppose chiropractic was good. A guy move a bone in my neck, I feel at ease, I feel energy, I feel warm, at peace, and I was not expressing migraines. That's nothing to do with being a biomechanician. But like every student in every chiropractic school, I totally forget about it.
Yeah.
Because you get amnesia of what brings you in a chiropractic school. You get amnesia. It's normal for a lot of people. And a good friend of mine showed me a book, and the cover of the book was green. You know what I mean? What I talk about? Those are called green books. In some chiropractic libraries, it doesn't exist, or maybe they are hidden, but they still exist, and you can find them on PDF, or you can bring them from United States, and you will make some mention about Torsto or any good library, any good chiropractic school, you find them. And he gave me the book, The Life Without Fear, of Dr. Fred Barge, who was a teacher of philosophy at Palmer. And I think it was one of the last strongest teachers who have been in school about philosophy of chiropractic. There's new ones driving the PhDs and everything, but he make a really good difference. And for me, it's a book a must read before getting out chiropractic school, because it don't give me the tools to be a good chiropractor. It give me the tools to be a good human being. And that's the first law of being a chiropractor. It gives you a philosophy of life, a life without fear. It's not because you will be untouchable, you will be a superhero. You will understand whatever happened in your life, whatever happened in the life of your loved ones, whatever happened in the life of your patients. It will make you understand there is a cause for everything. So if there is a cause, maybe there could be a cure. But if there is a cause, you get out the victimism component, the behavior of blaming everyone. Everyone is responsible for your bad life or your good life, you know? No, you can own the life you win. And that's a life without fear. Basically, chiropractors are strong, rebel, solid people because they live a life different way. You choose your sunglasses, and instead of having some who let the sun making you afraid to burn your eyes, you put some glasses who make you see the world in a different way. You trust life, you trust the universe, and you understand there is a reason for everything. So it gives you your power back or living differently. It gives you to bring solid and make choice for your life. And you understand you can choose whatever you want to give in life. You can live as a successful chiropractor, you can be a successful teacher, you can be a successful researcher, you can be a successful technician, you can be a good family chiropractor. And one day everything could stop. You break a bone, you cross the road, a car hits you, and it's finished. You can't serve as a chiropractor anymore. But if you get a life without fear, at least you will stay as a solid, strong guy. You will see the world differently. Being a chiropractor is not a title of being on treating patient. Being a chiropractor is a gift in life to see the world differently and live differently. That's the main difference. And that's what I'm the most grateful in my life of being a chiropractor. Of course, I'm in love with serving patients. Of course, I'm in love of all the mentors, all the teachers I've been surrounded by. And I've been lucky to study with the strongest in chiropractic in Europe. and people I will respect all my life for their knowledge and the gifts they show me. But if there is one thing I will never regret in my life, it's this little green book wrote it by Dr. Barge some years ago, who can teach you to live differently. And I can say this because I'm all Spanish, all Armenian. So both of them, my parents have experimented in hard situations. Now we have war in Ukraine. We can understand like one day of another, your life can change. So my father grew up under dictator, Franco. I don't know if when you have one guy who is the boss in a country, but he's not asking anyone to do.
Dictator,
okay. And Armenian have been under genocide, like Jewish people, by the Turkish. So all I was teach is to be aware that something bad can happen. And second thing, you need to survive, So I've been in survival mode all my life, basically. Sympathetic dominant was my best friend, okay? I don't know what parasympathetic was. Being at ease was not being on my culture. I've been taught to be in fight or flight, to be aware that the danger can arrive. So you need to be ready every day. Sometimes you don't know what you need to be ready for, but you need to be ready. And chiropractic give me different glasses to live the world differently. So if you ask me, I've been learning with great mentors, Pierre-Messermann in Italy, in Como. He was the founder of the AC Milan Lab. All the biggest centers data in the world about making sports guy in performance have an input from Jean-Pierre-Messermann. Even Jean-Pierre, in the time, that doesn't finish, but he was almost putting one chiropractor in every teams in UK.
Yeah.
In your Premier League,
Yeah.
So you have an arrangement because it was supposed to have a transfer to Chelsea in some Taiwan arrangement. After he make discussion with the league and something bad's happened, but there always ego negotiation. But he was almost every top league, Manchester will have one, Liverpool will have one, Manchester City, every team. Because why? Make a difference. 40 years people winning a Champions League with no medication, basically all based on the principles of chiropractic. I've been lucky to study with Mark Hudson, if you know who he is, the founder of Chiro Europe in Spain, host into Spain. But so I learned the philosophy of chiropractic there. You get in the room, you're a little like compressed, and you get in the room and everyone is shining. Chiropractic is the best. And you see people smiling, loving, joyful, and very people who have the heart open and full expression of life, of being happy and inspired from within to be a chiropractor. And what's happened in the school. You have your title already? You have your doctorate?
6 months. Yeah.
You are your master in UK, whatever you call it. We don't care about the title. So you have your master. So no problem with school now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So in school we have great teachers, but a lot of them are in compression because they don't express themselves in clinic. And so it's the model you got, because as a student, you don't get a lot of connection for the chiropractors if you don't go to see them. I encourage everyone to go to check them. Every chiropractor, you go to see every successful chiropractors you can meet. Who have a good name. At least you will learn you don't like, but you can learn a lot of things you will love to apply and see. But our connection was only the teachers. And a lot of them were not in expression. They were here because they need to be there, not because they love to be there. Those who love to be there or love to be teachers were very insightful and changed my life and teach me a lot of great things, or at least trust yourself to be your best and try to give you something. But the one who are in compression is the model you see. And when you get in the room where there is 500 chiropractors, 600 chiropractors, 700 chiropractors, like this, heart open, inspired, joyful, grateful, and trying to be their best and helping everyone in the room. They want the man on the left, the man on the right to be a strong chiropractor also, because they know it's not one guy who will make a difference. Is a team who would make a difference. And chiropractic is this. It could not be patriarchal. We have superhero and everyone wants us to look them like this, like your God, It's not this. Yeah. We need everyone to be as strong as possible in his office, in his home, in his school, and every student needs to be as strong as he could be, because he will change the person next door, and all his patients. So if we want a strong chiropractic, we need strong chiropractors and strong students also. So that was the first time I see a room with guy like this. And I was like, I want this in my life. And I was not understanding almost any word in English because my level of English was this.
Yeah.
And they were speaking too much from here. But the energy, what can I say now, is the love in the room, but not the passionate love, unconditional love in the room, the gratitude. And, you have some people who look at you like this. We were young students with a beer, like students do when they get in the room, or too shiny. You need a beer to start to everyone. And they were looking at us and looking at you with a nice look, like, maybe you will have a chance. Okay, you can make it, boy. Or yourself, a nice smile, like giving, I'm not judging you for where you are now. I'm looking at you and expecting you to be here, in some years. And that was one of the best experience in my life, to be at Chiro Europe. And I've been there almost every year after this, twice a year, once a year. I try to be twice a year because it's a room in Europe where gratitude and love and chiropractic happen.
I know, I just missed it, and so I'm looking to go to the one later on in the year. You've gone really deep really quickly, and you found your own.
You want me to stand? I forget when I meet Jean-Pierre. He come at the office first and he say, I was not listening at all because I was not too crazy in mine. I was drinking 3 coffee a day. My breakfast was Coke and some Twix and bad food. I was smoking, everything. When my physiology wasn't healthy anymore, but I stopped because he was a chiropractor of the AC Milan. And Barcelona, my team was playing against them in semi-finals. So I was very interested in knowing the level of the AC Milan. But he said one thing: if you want to be a good chiropractor, be at least a good technician. Okay, and he say, you at least you need to know how to move a ball. So he say, in those days, he speak about Gonstead, HIO, Thompson. After he say, maybe you have to learn what bone you have to move. So he speak about SOT, he speak about AK, and after he speak about maybe other techniques you maybe not aware, because number TBM from Victor Frank, total body modification, BEST from Ted Morter, bioenergetic synchronization technique, and he speak also about NSA, who is more famous in Europe and in UK, network spinal analysis. So he speak about those 3. And what I do is I do like you, I take notes and I go to the seminars. And I take notes. I say, at least a little management. So I take notes and I go to Mark Hudson's seminar. I go to Jean-Jacques Chateau's seminar. He was working with Guy Rickman in past years teaching, when Guy Rickman was teaching some procedure management things, a group called Renaissance. I've been even rehabilitation classes to understand it was not for me. And I do a Cox technique, but the flexion distraction one, because it was taught at school. So I take a seminar. I understand it was not for me. And so at least I can make my own judgment, understanding what was chiropractic for me and what was not, or at least what was a technique for me or not for me. Even before judging a technique, first get adjusted in the technique. Second, study the technique. And thirdly, get adjusted again in the technique, at least 10 adjustments. Give you a chance to feel from within the technique before judging. I see too much people judging techniques without even being at the seminar or never seeing the technique, because someone else said, oh, this technique is shit, or this technique is not good. They make a personal judgment because someone who they say will know better than themselves, or is, know a lot, I'll make a judgment. I only say Cox was not for me. Rehabilitation, Mackenzie was not made for me. And I'm sure some chiropractors do a great job with this, but it was not my chiropractic. It was not for me, not for my hands. I need something who was able to move a subluxation fast. And I need to be seeing change, mergers of change, and be sure I'm adjusting the main subluxation. Okay, the major one, not the minor one.
So what do you do?
Oh, a dance. I've been known first to be a great technician, and people was looking at me with eyes like this, saying, "What is this guy doing?" And you know what? I was really enjoying it. The most people were looking like I really doesn't understand what he's doing. if it's chiropractic or not, Imagine the bone movers, the guys who only adjust subluxation through chiropractic adjustment, but with a break, was like looking at me as what this is. Imagine evidence-based guys, same shit. Because I was doing something energetic techniques guys was judging me because I was still adjusting. So, and and some guys who make a lot of analysis like AK guys or Thai was looking, but he's making shortcuts, Yeah. I was not testing 100%. So I was bringing crazy everyone. So I do my dance. And when I teach chiropractic in France, when I teach how to find the major subluxation, I call the seminar Dancing with Techniques, because basically it was a dance for me. I bring all my knowledge into one direction, is reconnecting man, the physical, with man, the spiritual. By what? By what? By restoring a normal and functioning nervous system. And a normal nervous system is what? Is a nervous system who is able to survive first, is able to function and coordinate every function in the body. Fourthly, you need to adapt universal intelligence, but we call it the 3 stress in chiropractic: physical stresses, chemical stresses, emotional stresses. And the 5th one, sometimes we forget, is expressing the fellow within to get back to intuition. When you're fully alive and you're fully functioning, first you survive. Secondly, all your organs function and you can move freely. And after, your energy is at 100%, and your hormones are balanced, and your emotions are functioning correctly, and your perception is okay, and you can think clearly, and your belief system is aligned. After you have energy for other ones, now you can go in social. Now you can choose your tribe. Now you can build a strong tribe. And a strong tribe is what? It changed math. 1 + 1 don't make 2. 1 + 1 can make the infinite, because we will enjoy the gift of everyone. It's how we need social. It's why we build a tribe. It's to do more than being 1 + 1. We don't have to do everything good. We can do one great thing good. For chiropractors, it's adjusting a subluxation and reconnecting man, the physical, and man, the spiritual. All the doctors will make surgeries and give medication. Osteopaths will manipulate the bone and restore fluids. And a physiotherapist will make rehabilitation and muscle move. Okay? So it's a social tribe of healing people, and everyone got his own place. So when you have done with social, because I don't finish, spiritual energy can come. And it's not about seeing God in every place. It's not about seeing Jesus. Spiritual energy and mind, it's about knowing when you have to act and stop. Is this, I don't find the proper word in English, but it's being able to see what is non-seeable, the immortalian. An animal knows when an earthquake is coming. Yeah. A human being can do the same thing, but we forget about it. And when I teach the patient what could be the fellow within, what could be intuition, what could be listening, seeing from the inside with clear eyes, not being in fear, not being afraid, but mind who is always looking for a strategy to survive or is afraid you will die. No, looking from within because you're at peace, you can see, learn, and hear different things, and it's different. But what will be the first thing, if I ask you this question, it's your final exam to be a chiropractor. Do you think your body, your innate, will choose to stop seeing God, or what we call the immortalia? I love to use this place, but because when in France, when you speak about God, everyone stops because we don't want to speak. We don't want to hear the voice God. Yeah. It's a bad word. Okay, it's like you could use bad words before God, so it stops everyone. Do you think your brain will choose God, or your brain will choose your heart first? Your heart. What will be the first thing your body will choose if you need to make one sacrifice? God or your heart?
God.
God. Okay, that's a good answer. You're a doctorate. Now you can be a chiropractor, because what? Your brain is based on choosing a survival strategy. So you don't care if you're not listening the earthquake is coming, because maybe the earthquake will not happen. So it could happen in 20 years, in 50 years, or not now, even if it's in 10 seconds, but your heart need to beat every 10 seconds at least.
Yeah.
Okay, normally it's more, but 10 seconds you can handle some days, So, and it's always the same solution. why we disconnect from every people, why we are able to kick someone out of the room, why we are able to be violent with a kid or be violent, because under stress, our brain will choose us before others. It's called survival. We are built for this. And we can go see from a clear mind. Why do you think everyone under fear is not able to make a good choice about their own health, their own habit, or voting clearly, or behaving clearly? Because it will be emotion before clarity of thinking. And so if you manage fear into people, it's why from years we say we can control a population. It's why BJ spoke about the big idea of chiropractic changing, because if we go back to clear thinking, we have aligned choices. But if you are in emotion way, the emotion will be first, because emotion is the fuel to help you survive. But between an emotion and moving, what your body will choose? Moving or feeling, between feeling in love and running, what your body will choose?
Running? I don't know.
Running, because it don't care about your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Your body, your brain cares about you not being eaten by a wolf.
Yeah.
You know, and everything in life is the same thing. So, and someone who is living in fear, teaching in fear, or a chiropractor who have never experienced this can understand what you will be speaking. Like if you are under chiropractic care for a long time, you can arrive to get into your intuition, your fellow within can drive you, and you can be inspired. It's impossible for him to make this concept because it's not his brain, don't let him to do so.
Yeah, because
he can't understand the concept. Why there is a try? I need to be the best. I don't care of my neighbor. He can't understand it because he's still in survival. So he can't understand you're able to help the next one. He can't understand that I was finishing school and I was almost already giving money to Barcelona school to be built. Because I know a new school can make a difference. It's why I stopped. I never write anything for any book in my life. And when they asked for the Scotland College of Chiropractic help, I said yes, because it will make a difference. So for the first time of my life, I have to sit, write some lines about chiropractic and in English, imagine.
Is that in the wisdom of 33?
Yeah. So it was most important for me to help the school, but my brain was able to feel the power of being social. What the social, what a new school can bring and what a new tribe can bring. But if you never have the clarity of thinking, how you can expect someone to say, maybe emotional balance and emotional brain can be good. So they will never understand the concept of the Martini of Joe Dispenza. Never. Because they're not able anatomically, physiologically, emotionally, and brainly to do so. So it's why we can't judge people who say, no, it doesn't exist. But we can't stand, they don't let others to go there. You understand me? I can understand everyone think what they want in chiropractic. What I don't accept, when I say, no, you're not right, or it's maybe not true, that things exist. I've seen them. I've experienced them for me or for others. So it's why we need to defend that chiropractic is this whole thing with a lot of techniques, more than 200, with whole aspect of being a student, because first you will learn to treat pain. You're okay with this, no? Yeah. You will learn to treat pain. And after, if you give you a little more chance, maybe you will stabilize for pain to come by. And after, in some schools, now we can speak about prevention. Because when I was a student, prevention was a bad word, okay? Prevention doesn't exist. Okay, right. And now, after 13 years, I can say they were right. You can prevent pain to come back. You can prevent pain to come back. But you can do all you can in your life on teaching for people to try to stay healthy as much as they can. That's the difference. We are here for express health, not for fighting pain and disease. So I say they're right. Prevention of pain doesn't exist. But trying to expand in a healthy way and living in a healthy way, yes, make a difference. But first it's pain, after it's controlling the pain, after it's preventing the pain, and maybe you will get to function. You can get the door of function with sports managers. Okay. So you say performance because we understand like treating a patient with a sport guy every week, it's correct because he's a sport guy, he's an athlete.
Yeah.
And do you think a human being is not an athlete of life? That's another question. But we get in the function of the function door, like because performance and running faster, running longer, stay longer on the pitch, prevention of injuries, making safe back, blah, 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 blah. So it's a door. So we accept function. So we go into function.
Go on.
No? And so some of you will do functional neurology, smarter one. You know, you will control the brain, so you make a different one. Some of them will go to pregnancy and childcare. So now it's another time because what we want, what we promote a safer birth. We promote a good development of kids. No, so now function can be corrected with sports guy, with pregnant woman, with kids only, not within adults. Oh, another door, you will open the door of another seminar and then we start speaking about function even in adults. Okay, I assume a guy from 20 to 60 years old have the right to be function better, think clearer, enjoy his hobbies, have more rest, more expressing more energy. Okay, it's bad jokes, it's my sense of humor, but it's also your journey as a student. You will have amnesia of what brings you to chiropractic school, and start you will deal with pain. After you will deal with function, and after function you will deal with quality of life, and after quality of life you will deal with quantity of life, and maybe after you will work with the vision in life or mission in life on inspiring people of living. It's why I wish you, because when you work freely with the life without fear, now we're working with family, entire family. Our vision is to have healthy family expressing full of life. What does it mean for us? It means they will impact all people around them. So the kid going to school, by getting adjusted and tuned in, will shine above other the 20s and 20 childs in the same room. He will help the teacher being a better teacher. The parents goes to work and shine and will meet a lot of people. If there are managers, they will manage differently. If they have colleagues, they will work and exchange with their colleagues differently. Because now, if they're functioning fully, they're not egoists, they're not individualists, they can understand everyone, they can see when the business will grow, will stop, when we have to make a break, you know, with the clear perception, they can make clear choice. So the impact of a family in the neighborhood, in where they work, in the class, that's the best fantastic gift of chiropractic. Having healthy people can make a real difference. And when I say healthy, it's not being out of pain, it's functioning correctly. So thinking, loving, and enjoying. Do you think if everyone have a clear perception, they will let news driving their own life? If you let news and fear drive your own life, you don't have a clear perception of the world. And it's the one cause, one cure. The afferent and efferent way in the nervous system, in the safety pin cycle. If you have an interference, who don't let your brain have a good perception of what's happening within you or outside you, and a clear analysis, a clear consciousness. Now the word are maybe interoception and exteroception in the neurologic way. I make new words, but in chiropractic, it's called the afferent way. And it's called a clear perception and consciousness and ideation. Okay, clear perception and ideation, a clear idea of what's happening. So you can make a good decision. But if you have a subluxation who doesn't let your brain understand what's happening outside or inside, you will be led by emotion. And if they're selling you fear in the news, you will go in fear. If they sell you hate, what happened? Every 4 years in the United States, when there is election and vote, we have two polarization from the left, the right, and everyone is ready to fight and almost a civil war because the right is better, the left is better. And we know the story because it's 100 years with left and right and nothing changed or a little thing, you know? So we'll not go in politics, but you know, if your brain is okay, you will let no one at the outside drive you, no one. So it goes with student. If you're strong from within, if you're strong, you have a clear idea of what you do. You are adjusted. You don't have too much subluxation. And you have a clear idea of what chiropractic is in those green books like this, or go to seminars where people like, I don't know, the UCS seminars are great in UK. I've been invited to speak there, so I've been checking the tribe. I had a good friend there. Cairo Europe is good. You got DE, you got other seminar like this, building, and go there and learn chiropractic. Be strong with the idea. If you're weak in a if you're weak in a point, everyone can sell you their own values. If you're strong from within, no one can sell you values. You will judge and say, maybe it's right. I will test. But if you have no idea, if you have a guy who come like this, I'm strong, I know what I do. What do you say? You will listen to him and say, oh, you're right. I buy what you say.
Yeah.
Or if it's it's a beautiful girl, if you love beautiful girls, you say, she's right. Whatever she says, she's right. Okay. And, we all work like this. We need an alpha in different ways. An alpha now can be a guy who make computer things, marketing things, or the one who makes the more noise, or the one who has the biggest muscles, or the one who adjusts the fastest, who have the most patience, or whatever. Because now in the world with social media, you don't really know the guys, And I love to say, I know someone when I go in his office and see what's happened in the flow.
I love it.
Maybe I go too fast. I'm sorry. But
no, it's brilliant. The thing is, we're running out of time. It only lasts me 40 minutes. We have 40 seconds left. We're going to have like a part 2 at some point. I have like a few more questions that I would like to ask. But genuinely, it's going to cut me off in like 30 seconds. If people want to contact you, how can they do so?
Sebastien with a E. Fuentes on Instagram or in Facebook. I might adjusted a kid or with my child. Okay, easy to do. You spot on there. And learn your tick, learn your technique, learn your science of feeling. I don't make a brick pose. High DIB can